If a regulator goes out to the landfill and finds untreated medical waste that ended up somehow in the bulk waste bin, in the landfill waste, there are massive fines associated with that. And PR issues as well, right? So we have a customer that was experiencing some significant challenges around that. And that's not shocking, because you have, thousands of frontline workers making hundreds of thousands of decisions every single day about how to segregate waste and where to put things. And you've got travelers coming in. You can't possibly, train your way through this. You'd have to be training every day. You've got new people in. You can't sign your way out of this. You can't choose the right bins your way out of this. It's human nature. We make mistakes, and it's happening, and we're overworked. Healthcare workers are already, stressed and burning out, and so asking them to think harder, try harder, about what bin you put something in. It's just a real challenge, and so then when hospitals end up in this challenge with regulatory fines and enforcement, so not only do they have the fines, but then most of them will start to have their waste audited, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It's paying someone a lot of money to go through your trash and identify when the wrong things end up in the wrong waste streams, and that's incredibly expensive, and it's not a complete solution either. So this customer of ours was experiencing all of this, and they brought our machine in, and they decreased the volume reduction to landfills by over 80%. They saw a 76% decrease in their emissions associated with processing their medical waste. And we just did a video interview with the key executive, the champion of the project, and he said, I think we've reduced our operational expenses in handling our waste probably by 50%. And then he also said, I sleep better at night with this machine. And what they're doing is they decided to buy a machine that was one size larger than they needed for just their medical waste. And they're just processing all of the patient room waste through the machine. So there's not a regular trash can in the hospital rooms. Anything that needs to be thrown away in a hospital room or a place where patient care activities are occurring goes into a red bag, and it gets processed through our machine, and those risks are mitigated. And he said, I sleep better. And like I said, I can only imagine how good that feels, because the stress of these audits and the regulators and the fines and all of that, that's really meaningful change for the operations of that hospital. Then they can focus on other things.
Mm-hmm. I'm so glad you mentioned that. The quantitative metrics are really important often in order to make the decision, but the qualitative impacts after a decision like this really impact quality of life, and productivity.
Yeah.
And engagement
and
at work.
Staffing.
And that's great to hear.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I think staffing is huge. I've also had a really great conversation recently with one of the operators at one of our facilities, a large academic medical center. And the pride that this gentleman felt in what he was doing was so palpable. He said, I know that what I'm doing is bigger than just dealing with trash. It's like science. Like, it's so cool to be doing something that's so interesting and that is having an impact on the planet, and I know we're doing the right thing. And to have someone that can feel so much pride in their work, leveraging our machine and doing the right thing for the hospital and the community is really impactful as well.
Yeah, and I love that you're highlighting the people element. So often in these conversations about sustainability, we like to point at bad actors and say people aren't making the right decisions, people aren't doing the right thing. But what you're pointing out is that healthcare is such an unwieldy system that you can have all the well-intentioned people in the world, but it's impossible within the complexity of that system to really train people, even if you wanted to make the perfect decision every time. And this, to me, is the best case scenario for a technological solution, when you can actually align the easiest path with the environmentally friendly path.